Now then, did the Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch once again miss a huge opportunity at PMQs early today as she failed to land a glove on Sir Keir Starmer after attacking him on Gaza and immigration? Now, Starmer blasted her as tedious and scripted, but why did she not take the opportunity to have a major swing, a major pop at the Prime Minister over the Labour WhatsApp group scandal? Was that a missed opportunity? Well, let's speak now with the Conservative Shadow Policing Minister, Matt Vickers. Matt, welcome to the show. It seems to be a conversation we have every Wednesday here on GB News. Kemi Badenoch's not landing a glove on Starmer at PMQs. Why did she go after him on the WhatsApp group? It was there to be taken.
Good afternoon, Martin. I hope you gave me the chance to speak about your last guest. That was fascinating. We talked about these lefty lawyers. You bloody well found one there, didn't you? No, I think this... You know what? She was asking a very serious question. The biggest issue of the day, or the most scary issue of the day, is immigration. Today, big judgment on that issue. This idea that we're going to open the floodgates to huge numbers of people from Gaza is horrifying to people across the country. It's horrifying to MPs in there who are here to make the law and decide these things. And actually, some judge goes out there, uses his artistic license to just, well, the Ukrainian resettlement scheme, and all of a sudden he's created it unbelievable. But you managed to find somebody who actually thought it was the right thing to do. Nuts. I think it was right, Kemi, to bring it up today. I think it was a big deal. We still haven't actually got that commitment from Keir Starmer that they're going to appeal this judgment. He hasn't committed to it. He's a very slippery fella, is Mr. Starmer, and he seems to weasel out of everything. But I think she was right to hammer him on this today. I think she was right to keep pressing the flesh on it. We need that commitment. We cannot allow this to happen.
But then he did say in the first reply, I agree it's wrong, the loophole needs to be closed. But then she persisted with two more questions on the same topic. A lot of people are starting to say, is Kemi Badenoch's script written a day before? Like, she didn't talk about the farmers when they were outside the other week. You could blooming well hear them inside. You couldn't fail to hear their tractors going off.
If you ever deal with Starmer, you realise it's the bits that he doesn't say that come to haunt you. Well, actually, it's half the stuff he does say. He said he wasn't going to play with winter fuel payments. He did. He said he wasn't going to do what he's done to farmers. He said all these things. He is a slippery little fella. It's quite difficult to pin. But actually, immigration, biggest issue of the day. The other thing that's massive this week and actually feeds into today's story is this borders bill that they brought forward on Monday. They are going to allow people who arrive in this country illegally to become British citizens. That is bat poop crazy. It's insane. All these people who arrive here illegally and are aged 30 or 40 are going to be allowed to rock up at school because we're not going to allow them to have age verification tests. We're not going to allow our own agencies to use the kit that they've got to test the ages of people who arrive in this country. That is insane. It is nuts. Why would we do that to ourselves? It's an act of self-harm. And then they're going to pick out all of the obligations on the Home Secretary to remove people who arrive here illegally. It is balmy.
And thank you, Matt Vickers, for not using that word and keeping me, at least for now, in a job. But on Hillary's point, the Labour Party were saying today, well, the fact you voted against this and they had a swing at reform as well is proof that you want to continue with open borders. But you also say the devil is in the detail.
There is nothing about this bill that actually helps the situation, really. People who arrive in this country should not be able to be illegally, they're breaking into the country. Can you imagine if you or I dropped off to one of these countries on the end of the planet and decided we were going to just rock up without a passport? We'd be in serious trouble. We cannot allow people to break into this country and then say, oh, it's all good. You can be a British citizen. You can have all the benefits and entitlements that come with that. It is insane. And why we would tie the hands of our agencies in being able to test the ages of people. I was listening to somebody actually who was a foster carer on a less reputable broadcaster. She was a foster carer. She cared for lots of children over time. She had migrants turn up. Said there was nothing about them that looked under 16, but the agencies couldn't do anything about it. We've given the powers there now to be able to force this on them, to test people's ages, and they want to take it away. Why would you tie the hands of our agencies and deal with what is a very huge and, well, creates huge safeguarding issues actually in schools, in the care system? Appalling.
Matt Vickers, you're speaking a lot of common sense today in immigration. Could I ask you, why didn't you do this 4 or 5 years ago when you were in power?
We had. So you know who blocked us? Your mate who's just been on was the guy blocking us. His crowd took this thing through the courts, again and again and again. We got to the point where we had a scheme in place. We were going to send people. And the other thing, didn't get obsessed with where we were sending people. No, we created in law the principle that if you arrive here illegally, then we are going to detain you and we are going to remove you from this country and send you packing to wherever you came from. But if you're in a country we can't send you back to because it's not safe, like Syria, like Afghanistan, then we're going to send you to Rwanda. What do you think is happening to those people now? Those people who actually were tagged ready to go to Rwanda, there was flights booked. They are now in Romford, in Richmond, in Redcar instead of Rwanda, and it's costing the British taxpayer a fortune. There is no solution coming out of the Labour Party. They waffle, they weasel, they slime around. It's appalling. It's actually terrifying because the consequences for this country are huge.
Okay, Matt Vickers, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have your company on GB News. That's Conservative Shadow Policing Minister Matt Vickers. Thanks for joining us today.